control you're putting, there's a lot you can do just with the right hand. You don't even necessarily need the left hand. Now, if they do, let's say at 31, we do this, and you hear da da dee da dee, and then you do nothing. That's when you go, no, dee da dee da da. It's not emphatic enough. Dee da 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 da. That's when you start going through the theatrics or the stuff that where you're trying to really get the point across. That's not necessarily something you plan to do, but it may be something that you need to do to get your point across. Can we go ahead again at 31, guys? All right. You looking for music? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
31.
Something different to draw attention to it. Because if you're going along doing the exact same thing, even if you look at Jordan when she plays that and you do this, that is not going to elicit any sort of accent unless you change up what you've been doing. That's essentially all we do. If we change up what we're doing consistently to get some type of a desired effect. That's it. That's like all of conducting in a nutshell. You've learned everything. Congratulations. You can all graduate. If only, yeah. If I had that power, I would help you out. Can we go at 39? So very strict tempo. Okay. We're on 39.
39.
To me, that is communicating anger.
Okay.
It's kind of like, let's please start at measure 45 instead of go to 45. There's a different connotation in there. So if you can just, okay, thank you, or thank you, something maybe a little bit less aggressive. They'll get the idea.
I'll just smile aggressively.
Okay, maybe not that. Yes, that was absolutely what you did for Jordan that time. That will work perfectly.
And I noticed myself bringing the hand up, and I was like, wait, nope, stop.
No, that's fine. Maybe have it more like in a more centralized location. this because it says indigestion, but just have it nearby so that the problem is if you put your hand down here, that's a long way to have to bring it up. That's like a big gesture. So having it just kind of around a little bit nearby, then you can kind of use it, and it just kind of, they don't even really notice it's out until you're actually doing something with it.
Okay.
Yeah. They're good?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Go, Brian. All right. Anyone else, or was that just the 3 to conduct? That was the 3. Okay, cool. Then it's currently right about 3:15. If you guys have any like general conducting questions, score study stuff, repertoire stuff, I would gladly talk with you about that. But if not, then I think we're good for today. Yeah.
What is it like to go to grad school for conducting?
Terrifying. No, it's hard. It's very tough because, as I'm sure you've noticed, conducting is about 99% mental and 1% technique. So a lot of what we do is you talk about music. I had conducting lessons where it was me and Dr. Thompson, like not an ensemble, just us. So I got really good at singing my parts and talking about music and kind of analyzing music in a way that's not necessarily putting a Roman numeral analysis underneath every chord. It's just talking about it in the sense of how does this feel? How will I explain that to an ensemble? So it is a very difficult thing to do. It is not something that I would ever consider doing fresh out of undergrad, ever. Mainly because the programs just don't exist. They want you to have experience, and you need to have experience being in front of an ensemble and failing, frankly, before you go into any sort of master's program. Getting comfortable at doing that is kind of difficult. I think when you go into a master's program and let's say you're doing bassoon performance, you can sit in a practice room and you can practice exactly what you're going to be experiencing when you go and play your recital to a certain extent. Like maybe the pressure won't be there. You can run up some stairs, I guess, if you want to get your heart rate going. For my conducting recitals, I would get students to come in and play for me, just small chamber ensembles, octets, dectets, those sorts of things. But I never actually heard them until the week of my recital. So all of my preparation was just me in a room preparing. That's a really odd thing to have to experience. So you get very good at visualizing and figuring out how to study your scores in a way that when you sit down with your ensemble, you've got, I think we ended up having 3 rehearsals with Dr. Thompson, then 1 just like as a dress rehearsal. You had to, there could be no question of how you wanted something to go because there was no time. It was like get in, get it done, and then leave so everyone else can go on with their lives. It's an odd type of program. It really is, and I think that's universal in any conducting master's program. Yeah, it's interesting. Buy me a few beers and I'll tell you more. What else? What other questions? Yes.
How do you go about score study?
Okay.
Like marking and everything.
Very good question. I wish I brought. Do I have one of my scores? Hold on. I'm working on a David Maslenko piece with one of my students right now. No, I left it to consolidate my stuff. I sing a lot because that was how I was trained. I will play things on the piano. The piano part was not something that was stressed. Dr. Thompson doesn't play the piano at all. Like she can look at a score and hear it. But I'm not to that point yet. So I will, I'm really good at being able to transpose quickly, so I would play things if I hadn't heard it before. Very rarely will I consult a recording. Very rarely, if ever. Usually after I've studied it, I will maybe listen to one just to get a reference and see if I'm close. I'm very big into analyzing because I want to know where each chord is going, but I'm not chord by chord. I'm going for looking at things like interest me. Like what is he doing at this cadence point? Why is that retard there? So usually if I'm looking at a score, I'm first going and looking through and asking why. Why did he do this? Why did she decide to put a crescendo here? Usually there's a reason. Very rarely is it just, my cat walked across the score and accidentally bumped that particular bottle of ink, and that's what happened. That doesn't happen all that often. There's a reason behind every note, every inflection that they put in a score. So once I go through it and I may circle things? Why is this like that? Why does this come back later, but it's in a different manner? Then I start going in and it's almost like investigative work. So I approach it kind of like I'm on CSI. Like I'm trying to find find the cause of death, or find why the heck is this different the second time than the first time, or why does he keep doing that particular interval? Is that interval coming back somewhere else? I get really excited when I crack it and I find out what they're actually doing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have like a specific process. It just kind of however the music kind of speaks to me. That's terrible, but different music is going to require a different set of skills. I would approach this David Maslanka score I'm going at very differently than I will approach an Eric Morales, because I know the differences between the composers. I know their own vocabulary. I know that Maslanka is kind of a weird dude, so he's probably going to have a lot of spiritual elements in his music, and I got to figure out what those elements are, and I got to figure out what he was trying to do color-wise with his music. He's very he does really weird timbres in a lot of his stuff, and so I would just approach them very, very differently. So no direct process. When I was starting out, the Frank Battisti book, like How to Score Study, it's a little brown book, little paperback book, well, probably hard copy upstairs. He gives a process, and I did that religiously. Like I followed his process, boom, boom, boom. Research composer, check. Research time period, check. And that got me started. I don't do that anymore though, because not enough hours in the day. But if you are looking for a process, Frank Battisti, he's the way to go. Good book. Guide to Score Study, I think is the name of the book. I know it's upstairs because my fingerprints are probably still on it. They've gotten rid of it. I'll cry. What else? Bueller. I have to use that reference. It's right nearby, for me at least. Okay, if not, that's cool. Thank you guys for coming in. This is, you're absolutely doing what you should be doing. So high fives to you. You are going through the process and getting as much out of it as possible. So good for you. I've enjoyed working with you guys. I hope this has been beneficial for you. Again, you have my contact info, so please holla at me if I can ever be of help for you. Cool. Okay, we should probably get the music back now before someone yells at us.
Yeah, if you have something out of the manila folders, and if you could put it on the piano, and if you have one of the conducting folders and it's not yours, please put it on the podium. So
Yeah.
we just take ours.
American Elegy is here. I'll get the other ones.
I just had it there to cry if I lost it.
Hymn song and festival coming.
Hey,
Hymn song.
you conduct Tuesday, right?
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, absolutely. Oh god. Oh. What? I don't know. But like I feel like my socket is messed up or something because it's like whenever my arm kind of pains, it's like it's sore and I'm just like I mean I hope it's not like really messed up. But that was something.
Where did the folders go? They were in there though.
That's a good question.
Okay.